Hi, hello, bonjour, and bienvenue. Welcome. So this is a special episode. I have been working on a new podcast for the past few weeks, or actually months, really. The audio companion of the newsletter that I write several times a month called the Mettā View. And due to a number of circumstances in the past year or so, it's not happened. Things have not gone the way I wanted to. And so I thought, well, since it's still not out because all of the problems, I will just offer you this reflection for you listeners of Out of the Clouds. So when I say it's an audio companion to my newsletter, it's normally I simply record a word for word the essays that I write. Here I will riff off for you a little bit. I hope you enjoy. And so first I will tell you what the Mettā View is about. It's a way for me to share stories, struggles, lessons, inspiration, because we need it, quotes very often, and reflections on culture and the world around us. It acts as a thread tying together the varied areas of my work, from business development, conscious communication, coaching, mindfulness, and strategy, while it also exists beyond them. At times, it takes on a more personal tone as I explore stories, life stories, with a mindful lens. It's like seeing the world through a pair of tinted glasses. This shift in perspective invites new insights and deepens my connection to myself, to others, and the world around me. So the Mettā View is a vehicle from my heart-mind to you, dear reader or listener. And this offering may or will, rather, evolve again in the future. And I hope you receive it as I mean to share it, as a gift or an invitation for you to shift perspectives and uncover new insights. So this year has been a journey of embracing failure for me. I've failed a lot. Also, it's been about trusting my intuition and learning to dance with life's unexpected twists and turns. So this started with a simple question. What did I learn this year? Last Monday evening, I joyfully jumped onto the penultimate live session of my mindfulness mentor training. The mentor leading us, David Cabrera, models mindful mentoring beautifully. It was quite the revelation when I first, quote unquote, met him online in September. The outpouring of positive feedback from our group must have been why we were offered the pleasure of a second session with him. During the Q&A portion of the call, he thoughtfully addressed our collective fears and doubts, questions that had been plaguing many of us about our practice and journey to becoming mentors ourselves. After all, these are big shoes to fill, because every other week, our mentors are Tara Brach and Jack Kornfield. And let's be clear, I aspire to be like them, but I'm nowhere near being Jack Kornfield yet. Mr. Cabrera listened with care, and it was perceptible very clearly in his body language, in his energy, which I could read online. And he then offered soothing and encouraging words. So, what wisdom did he share? This kind soul who, by all accounts, seemed so at ease and so natural in guiding, the couple of hundred of us through somatic practices, guided meditation, reflection, etc., chose to show us his imperfections. Live on screen, he unveiled how he too has needed the support of his own mentors, especially in moments when, despite his best intentions, his words or actions fell short. That there That was a big lesson. I'd heard of it. You know, the difference between impact and intent. Mistakes are inevitable, and sometimes things won't go as planned. There have been moments when he, just like I did, entered a situation with the best intentions only to have it totally backfire. Ouch. Now, personally, I know I've walked away from those experiences feeling profoundly disheartened. In those moments, I now understand I too need to reach out to my mentors, share what has happened, and seek their guidance. I don't know about you, but I'm not the best in asking for help. But if I were to follow that advice, my mentors will remind me, just like Mr. Cabrera did on that call, that this is an inherent part of the learning process. It's a part of being in a community, of serving others and growing as a facilitator, or, wait for it, a human, right? The beautiful thing that I'm learning is that you can find encouragement within the discouragement itself. The following day, as I was pottering in my kitchen, chopping vegetables, a perfectly mindful activity, the end-of-year reflection project popped back into my mind. You know, the one I wrote about last week. What have I learned this year? I muttered to myself. I love that question. What have I learned this year? Trusting the quality of said question, I waited patiently for my brain to deliver the goods. You know, give me the answer, the insight. It came. Oh, I know. I failed. Right on topic. Indeed, I have failed more often than usual this year. Good. You may be surprised. Well, yes, good. I failed more because I put myself out there way more than I ever have, proactively so. I reached out for projects, contracts, and opportunities that felt aligned with my heart, my values, and my energy. Some of these attempts fell flat, as lifeless as a sad, soppy pancake. I'm still writing my food metaphors. Others looked promising until they weren't. And a handful are currently developing nicely. Failure is okay. It's inevitable. Just like mistakes are. And sometimes failure is a good sign. One that signals effort, intention, impending growth. One last one for the road. What else have I learned this year? Oh, I know. That I need to trust my intuition. I've doubled down on my studies outside of work because of this inherent trust. I don't need to know how and why I am pulled towards certain topics or teachers. Like the smallest seed holds the potential for a mighty tree, I am busy planting and nurturing what feels right. In due time, I trust these seeds will grow into something expansive and full of life. Also, I've learned to embrace my body as a vehicle for this intuition. And every day, I am learning to let myself be guided by it, recognizing and following where my energy is pulling me. The flip side of this has been learning to stop forcing things to happen, learning not to push against. When things I'm hoping for don't materialize, despite my best efforts, I'm learning to let go. Tough one. Yeah, it really is. Also, it's about time. This new approach feels akin to a dance, a mindful dance with life and work. It's as if there's a partner outside of me, an invisible presence all around me that playfully, well, today I'll call it playful, is signaling the next move. Think of it as a lesson in polarity. Mr. Cabrera's words surprisingly echo again. He was talking about personal practice. And he said, learn not to be so successful. When you are being led, follow. Do not improve the practice. Allow the dharma to happen. The dharma will happen on its own. This year, I learned to embrace this mindful dance with life. So how about you? What have you learned this year? Big question, I know. Well, I will be sharing my end-of-year reflection, that has another title actually, via PDF and audio later this week. If you'd like to receive it directly to your inbox, you can sign up. There's a link in the show notes. I will not be doing it live because I seem to have contracted a COVID-inspired bug. So no live sessions as a result, but plenty of quality questions to invite your own reflection on this year's lessons and paving the way for the upcoming new year. Thank you so much for listening. I don't ever take this for granted. I know how precious your time and your attention is. I wish you a lovely, lovely, lovely holiday season, whether or not you celebrate. And I also send you all my best for a happy and prosperous new year. May you be well. May you be happy. May you feel peaceful. May you feel loved. Until next time. So, friends and listeners, thanks again for joining me today. If you'd like to hear more, you can subscribe to the show on the platform of your choice. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me at Anne V on Threads, on Instagram, Anne Mühlethaler on LinkedIn. If you don't know how to spell it, the link is in the notes. Or on Instagram @_out of the clouds, where I also share daily musings about mindfulness. You can find all of the episodes of the podcast and much more on the website outoftheclouds.com. If you'd like to find out more from me, I invite you also to subscribe to the Mettā View, my weekly newsletter where I explore coaching, brand development, conscious communication, and the future of work. That's the Mettā View with 2 T's, themettaview.com. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening to Out of the Clouds. I hope that you will join me again next time. Until then, be well, be safe, and take care.